South Bend City Council, December 12th, 2022.
All right, let's call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everybody. Do we have any items from the public tonight? Okay. So do we have, can I have a motion to approve the agenda, the consent agenda, and the minutes from November 28th, 2022?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Do we have any correspondence? No. Okay, let's move on to item 6. Ordinance number 1585. This is the final reading, and this is for the adoption of the budget. It's been out for at least a month now. So hopefully everyone in the public that's interested has had a chance to review it. I would entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous in favor. Item 7, ordinance number 1586, an ordinance revising appropriation and expenditures to be made in calendar year 2022. This is the first and final reading. And I'm going to let Zoe walk us through that. That is the one we usually do with the budget amendments each year.
So you have everything there in front of you. So I don't know if you want me to go like each one.
That's normally what we do, yeah.
So for current expense, to the 2,661,744 with the revenues to the expenditures of 1,922,782. The library 14,000 of revenues and expenditures. Hotel motel 505,224 for the revenues. And the expenditures is 498,224. Water operating fund 5,957,000 for revenues, with expenditures at 4,543,056.81. The sewer operating fund revenues of 1,164,850, and the expenditures to 1,134,23.33. Mosquito control fund 145,000 in revenues and 110,377.68 expenditures. Robert Bush Park Fund revenues 9,461.38 with expenditures at 5,500, and the HUD Fund of revenues of 250,109.75 and expenditures at 10,825.61.
Okay.
Any questions on that?
The HUD fund, that's just money that we have in reserve.
Yeah, and so what we had to do is, we didn't have anything, we had paid for that land out of there, so I had to make the revision. That's what that expenditure was
Okay.
for,
Okay.
so.
Okay. Any other discussion? I would entertain a motion to approve ordinance number 1586.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. Let's move on to department head reports. Police Chief Stiegel.
Nothing.
Okay. How much longer before Eric is back?
March
March.
14th, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Supervisor Howell.
I just have one item. We found out this last week that we'd submitted 4 applications through TIB. One was the RRFBs on 101, which those are the rapid flashing beacons. The other was a Water Street reconstruction project. And the last one was First Street reconstruction, which we also put in for Broadway, which was from Adams Street, which we did last year. And it goes all the way to Monroe. So with which we were awarded this year. So we'll be able to have, a brand new overlay from Adams all the way up to Harrison in conjunction with the previous TIB project that we had that we got pushed back to 23, which is this coming year. So we'll have that whole thing. And it's, 200 and, what was that? $284,957 for that.
Wow. So the only one we got was Broadway, the other three.
The other three,
we did
oh,
not
sorry, yeah,
get,
the other three, yeah, we did not get. That was the one we did get.
Yeah,
We put in for 4 and out of the 3 or 4, that was the one we got.
that'll be nice though, to have Broadway done all the way.
Yeah. It's a shame that we didn't.
It does need
Doesn't
that,
do sidewalks, but
yeah,
at least we got the overlay, so.
okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, and that's grant, that's 100%, so that's
Oh.
nothing out of the city's pocket.
Wow.
Cool.
All right, clerk treasurer Sola?
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay, I do have one item that's going to be coming, and this came out of my RMSA board meeting, that's our insurance pool. And they have what they call member standards. And typically, it has not had anything to do with the council, but it's trainings that the police department, public works, and various city people have to go through in order to keep our deductible low. They want us trained in certain areas. There is one coming. Cybersecurity that is required for all elected officials. I tried to get confirmation to make sure that would apply to the council, and I have tentative confirmation that yes, the council will have to take that training. There are more than one. It's on what they call RMSAU University, I guess is what that stands for. But it's an online course. I took it today, one of them, and it took about an hour. It is, there are tests along the way, little quizzes, and then a test at the end. And it took me about an hour to complete. And I did have to take notes in order to pass the test at the end. So, yeah, but we're gonna try and get all of our member standards done for the whole city. They have to be done generally once a year. We're gonna start working on those in January. And so we'll get you guys the information you need to get signed up for RMSAU so that you can take that. But the reason they've gone to this is it goes over ransomware. The one I took went over ransomware and phishing and how to prevent not to click on certain things and whatnot. And it's valuable, I think, to take. You guys don't have access to our main computer system, which is why I questioned whether you would even need to do that, but it's sounding like they're going to require it. Probably because there are councils that do pay a lot more than we do, and they actually work in the office in the bigger cities. You know, they're paid positions they're really paid,
Yeah.
so they really work hours, which is quite different than what we do. But it sounds like they have just one flat policy, so that will be coming. So, and then the other thing I just want to mention, it's really early days, but Dennis and I did have a meeting today with the county about a planning grant for how to fix central flooding. And so we met with the commissioners and the head of their public works, and they're gonna start looking for putting documents together and getting ready. So when grant opportunities come up for a planning grant, we have the documents all ready between us and the county, so we can just apply. But we're looking at, my rough estimate is 5 to 7 years before anything would be done. You have to apply for the planning grant, and then you have to have the planning done, which would probably take a year. Generally, I would assume, to do the planning and get it all, a final report issued and everything from the time you get the grant. And who knows when the grant opportunities are gonna come up, so it could be 1 to 2 years before that process is complete. And then you have to find funding for whatever they determine would be the right course of action to take, which generally takes a year, sometimes 2, depending on the cycle, grant cycles. And then, as you know, once you get funding, then you have to go out for bids, and by the time you get it done, we're looking probably at least 5 years before anything is done back there. It just takes that long. But if we don't start now, then we're that much farther down the road, so we're
Yeah.
trying.
So, will this group be looking for like an engineer that can look at that area back there?
Oh, yeah,
So
that's
we-
what the planning grant
Yeah,
does.
we'll
It,
see
it
that.
gets someone that is knowledgeable and has degrees behind them
Okay,
that
alright.
can study it and determine what the best course of action would be to remediate those flash floods that we get back
Mhm.
there. So, that's what we need a planner to do, somebody that knows their stuff. Could be like a Gray and Osborne group or somebody that knows that
Okay.
type of thing. I'm not saying it will be them, but it's something like that, an engineering firm or somebody that knows hydraulics and all of that, so. Anyway, that's what we're looking at. So we started the ball today, got it rolling. And, we'll keep you apprised along the way as things come up, but it won't be a quick thing. It will be taking some time, and we don't know what the planner is gonna come up with as far as what the fix could or may or may not be. And how expensive it may or may not be, how much grant funding we need and all of that. So anyway, we did that today. Do we have any public comments in regards to the current agenda items tonight? Craig, did you have something?
Well, may I just ask a quick question about what you just commented on with the flooding?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
clarify why this engineer for the county with the Washington state license isn't capable of planning.
It's gonna take an expert in that field to do that particular thing back there. It's gonna take more than one mind on this thing.
All right.
It's a big issue. So we're gonna get a planning grant and then have an actual study done back there. Okay. So let's move on to council comments. Councilor Kuiken.
I don't think I have anything.
All right, Councilor Manlow,
Same here.
Councilor Corcoran.
I'm really so happy with your letter, Lucas, that you put out. It moved Don to go out and get locks for all of the doors and his shop and everything. So I personally thank you for that. And the tree and the park are just magnificent. They look just absolutely, it's beautiful.
Zoe was the spearhead behind that, and the public works crew helped put everything up.
Absolutely beautiful. And the home for the fire truck that Don's been working on, you can all see what's going on. Shane Coastline is going to do the roof as he gets around to it. And so that it's coming along very nicely, and thanks to everybody for their support.
It looks sharp.
He's really pleased.
Good. That's it. Councilor Davis?
Nothing, just the park looks great. Beautiful.
That's it. Councilor Williams?
Ditto on the park, and it's been a good year, I think. Really has, so
Yeah,
let's hope for that as good as next year and pray to God that this December, January, that this does not erupt back here again.
yeah, I'm hoping so.
Yeah, so far so good,
Yeah,
so.
yeah. All right, well, Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
New Year. Everything, I don't see you, but, so we are adjourned. Thanks, everyone.